Hi everyone, welcome to my second lecture on basic statistics. In this lecture, we will learn about the tabular presentation of data. As we have already studied data and its types in the previous lecture, now the question is, how do we present this data so that it becomes easy to understand? Today, we will study the first method, which is tabular presentation of data. So let's start. Well, before going into the detail of tabular presentation of data, let me introduce you with a table. So a table is a systematic arrangement of data in rows and columns. Rows are drawn horizontally, whereas columns are drawn vertically. So when you put outside border to these lines, then you are getting a table. So this is a table which is the intersection of rows and columns. This is row, this is another row, and this is another row. So 3 rows and 3 columns. This is first column, second column, and third column. Now a table must have at least 7 parts. The first part is called title. So a table must have a title. Rows, because it is made of rows and columns, so it must have rows and columns. Stub, it must have row headings. Captions, it must have column headings. Body, it must have body, that is the main data values. And footnote, if necessary, then a short note placed below the table to give extra information is called a footnote. I have downloaded a table for you. This table is about data and parts of a table. So if you see, then this table here you see the table number. So a table may be given a number if there are more tables in the analysis. So this is the title. This title is telling about what this table is for. Means table information is enclosed in a title. So this table is about population of a country according to workers and non-workers by gender and location. So this table is based on the information of a country, workers and non-workers by gender and location. So in location, two things are given. One is rural and one is urban. And the third one is all, that is combining rural and urban. Second is about gender, that is male and female. Male and female worker in rural, male and female non-worker in rural, male and female workers in urban, and male and female non-workers in urban, and then total. So row wise total and column wise total. Okay, so this is about the title. So you have to write title on the top of the table. Next is rows. So this table is of 4 rows. So this is R1, this is R2, this is R3, and the fourth one is R4. Again, this table is of how many column? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 column. This is C1. This is C1. This is C2. This workers column is C3, and this worker column is further split into 3 columns. So the main column is C3. Then this is C4, and this is C5. Okay, so this whole table is of 4 cross 5. That is 4 cross 5. That is 4 rows and 5 columns. Next, okay, so next is row headings. So first row heading is rural, second row heading is urban, and third row heading is all, meaning that combining rural and urban gives us all. First column heading is location. Location is talks about these 3 rows. Then gender, again this gender talks about these 3 different rows. Third column is about workers, and this third column is further split into 3, but the main column is called C3, which is of workers. Fourth column is about non-workers, and the fifth column is total, means this total is of column total, or the information given in the column total is written here. Now footnote says that this body, the main body, this is the main body of the table where the information is given, the rest of the information are given. The last one is footnote. So a footnote is a short note. So here footnote is written that figures are rounded to nearest crore, means if information is given in decimal, then it is rounded off to the nearest value. Like there is 38. This 38 means 38 crore workers, and non-workers 18 are workers, 18 are non-workers, and 20 are workers. So total population of 38 crore of a particular country or this given country. In this 38 crores, 18 are non-worker and 20 are workers, and this is all about male. Similarly, female total population is 36, and out of this 36, 25 females are non-worker and 11 are workers, and this information or this whole information is about rural areas. Similarly, this information is about urban area, and you can get total of these two if you want to interpret it. So this was all about parts of the table. Next is types of table. So you can see 3 different types of tables. One is simple table, one-way table. One-way table means when single information is given. Double table means two-way table when 2 informations are given in a table. And complex table means when more than 2 informations are given in a table. First comes simple table. So this table is simple table because here one information is given, and that one information or single information is about marks of the students. So this interval, which is from 0 to 10, there are 10 students having 0 to 10 marks, 12 students having 10 to 20 marks, 17 students having 20 to 30 marks, and so on. So this is simple table. Next one is double table. This table is telling you about two different information. That the next third type of table is multi-way table or complex table, in which more than two informations are given. So here morning shift and evening shifts with further segregation of boys and girls, then boys and girls, then section A. So sections are given: morning shifts with boys and girls and night shifts with boys and girls. So total students are 40, in which 24 are girls, 16 are boys, and in this morning shift have 6 boys and evening shift have 10 boys, and morning shift have 6 girls and evening shift have 18 girls. So 6 plus 18 makes 24 and 6 plus 10 makes 16. So this is all about table and their types. But our main concern is about specialized statistical table. So in this lecture, our main focus will be on frequency distribution table, and here we will learn how to construct a frequency distribution table. So let's talk about the construction of frequency distribution table. For the construction of frequency distribution table, we need raw data. And you know that raw data is the first-hand information. Raw data is also called primary data. And primary data is the data collected for the first time by a researcher. So here is the raw data. This data is about income of 50 rich people, and the income is in millions. So 50 observations are here. That is, a researcher asked from 50 different people about their income. So we can say that N is equal to 50. Number of observations is equal to 50. Now we are going to tabulate this raw data. So for tabulation, we need certain steps to follow. Step 1 is about how many classes we are going to take. So here I have written pick 6 as the number of classes. That is, I have decided by my own, because I have an option that I can take classes from this or within this range. So I have taken 6 from this range. But if you cannot decide it, or if you cannot decide what to do, so for this you need to follow a formula, and the formula is K is equal to 1 plus 3.3 log of this n, where n is equal to 50. But you have to take log of base 10, means you have to search this in your calculator so that you can use log 10. So log 10 of 50 observation, then multiply it with 3.3 and then add it with 1.1, and then add it with this 1. But I didn't use this formula. I have just picked 6 from this range. So you can do so, and here I have taken this k is equal to 6. So this is the first step. You can take any value from this range or you can use this formula. The second step is class width. Decide the class width. Where the class width you can represent it with small h, and this is the maximum value, the highest value from the minimum value. Subtraction between maximum value and minimum value, and then divide it by number of classes, where number of classes here is 6. So class width represented with this h is the value after the subtraction of these two values and divided by number of classes. So the maximum value in this data set is 70. This is the maximum value, and the minimum value is 9. So write these two values, here it is written, and then divide it by 6. So the difference is 61, and after dividing 61 by 6, you are getting 10.166, which can be round off to 10. Okay, that is when you divide this 61 by 6, then 10 times is 60, and then the remainder is 1, and then you can 8 point, and then 6 ones are 6, so this is 4, the difference is 4. Then again you can use 6 times 36, and so on. So you can approximate this to 10. So our class width is 10 now. So h is equal to 10 now. In the first step you have to decide number of classes. In the second step you have to decide class width, but you have to calculate it with this formula. The third step is about looking for all lower limits of the table. For example, if this is our table, like this is suppose our table having serial number. Serial number means that we have decided these 6 classes, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this column is our classes or class intervals. Then what should be our lower limit of this first class, L1, and what should be our upper limit of this first class? Now what should be the lower limit of this second class, and what should be the upper limit of this second class? Lower limit of the third class, and what should be the lower limit of the fourth class, and so on. Now ASK is equal to 6, so we have to draw 6 classes. The class width is the difference between these two limits, that is upper limit minus lower limit. Now what we need to write here in all these L1s, so for these lower limits, suppose L4, L5 and L6. For this, you need to do, that is to find all lower limits, all these lower limits. Just keep adding the class width to the previous lower limit. And what should be the previous lower limit? So for this, subtract this class width from 1, it will give you 9, and then add this 9 with the 9, another 9, and where this 9 is from, this, the lower value from the data set. So when you add this 9 with 10, so first you have to write 9 here, because you have to write this 9 as the first lower value of the first class. That is, I'm going to write 9 here. So the next lower value will be obtained after adding this 9 with 10, which is the class width. So the next value will be 19. 19. The next value would be, L3 will be 29, because now add 10 again with this 19, this will give you 29. Give you 29. Then the next value will be 39. This L4 will be 39, this will be 49, and then this L6 will be 59. Next is to decide these upper values, upper limits of the classes. So for this, you have to add 10 to this 18, because this is the first upper limit. So I'm going to write this first upper limit here, which is 18. So the first class is from 9 to 18. Then you are going to add simultaneously and subsequently with 10. So 18 plus 10 is 28. So you have to write 28 here. Then this is 28. So the next will be 38. The next will be 48. The next will be 58, and so on. And so this way you will complete your table. So now see, this is the first class from 9 to 18, the second class from 19 to 28, the third class from 29 to 38, then 39 to 48, then 49 to 58, then 59 to 68. So this is the upper limit of the last class. Now this 9 to 18 means those individuals or those persons who are this much rich, means having 9 to 18 millions in cash. Similarly, so these are total 12 individuals, 12 persons. So 9 persons have 19 to 28 million rupees in their bank or somewhere, and so on. But what this frequency came from, where this 12 came from? This 12 means that there are 12 persons lies in this interval. So for this you have to count 9 to 18. count from 9 to 18. So this is, you can count from 9 to 18. So you have to count this from the raw data, 9 to 18. This 18, 1, 12, 2, because 18 falls in 9 to 18, 12 falls 9 to 18, 16 falls 9 to 18, then 9 to 18, then 9 to 18, then 9 to 18, and 9 to 18, and 9 to 18, and 9 to 18, and 9 to 18. So this is also 9 to 18. So count them all: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Where is the 12th one? 9 to 18. So this 14. So these are total 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 individuals are from now 9 to 18. So you can write 12 here. Similarly, and it is written 12 here, 19 to 28, here are 9 people or 9 persons or 9 individuals. 19 to 28. So count 19 to 28. One is 20, 28. 19 to 28. 19 to 28. To 28. So this, count the underlined numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are total 9. 19 to 28. And I've counted 7, so 2's are missing. 19 to 28, what's left? This one left, and what else? 19 to 28. Again count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now these are 9 in total. Similarly, 7 people falls in this interval, 8 people fall in this interval, means there are 7 individuals in this survey in which have 49 to 58 million rupees or dollars, or don't know, but it is in millions, and so on. So this is our frequency table. Now you can construct, or you can add another column to it, which is called relative frequency. So frequency is what? Frequency is just the count of, or the number of individuals which fall in this interval. So frequency is just repetition, and this is used to condense the data. That is the whole data. This is condensed to this class interval. And for count, we have just write the frequencies. Now you can make, or you can construct a relative frequency. Relative frequency tells you about a particular class interval, a particular class. So 12 divided by total. The total of this frequency column is 50, because we have 50 individuals. So 12 divided by 50 multiplied by 100 gives you, 12 divided by 50 gives you 0.24, and when you multiply it, then it gives you 24%. Similarly, 9 divided by 50 gives you 0.18, and when multiply with 100, then it gives you 18%. So this 24% means that 24% of this data set or this 50 individuals fall in this. Now this table is about frequency distribution, the relative frequency and percentage distribution of the data set above this data set. Now you can interpret your results from this table. So now you can add title to this table. You can represent this table with table 1, and this table 1 is about income distribution of individuals in millions. So you can also add, or you can also say that income distribution of individuals in millions with relative frequency and percentages, or relative frequency and percentage distribution. So this is how you can construct a statistical table from raw data. So thank you.